Kingdome in Seattle, and those of you who've been watching Dallas and Philadelphia, we'll keep you up to date on what happens in that game. Right now, we're just about ready to kick off with the Seahawks' Norm Johnson aiming it in the direction of Phil McConkey and Mark Collins. Indoors, temperature, as I mentioned, 72 degrees. It's perfect. It always is. McConkey on the left. He'll be on the right as you look at it. And Mark Collins, number 25. It is going to be McConkey 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he stays there. If you know much about football in Seattle, you know that these fans absolutely adore these Seahawks. Phil Simms. And this is the defense he'll be looking at. Up front, Green, Nash, and Bryant. The linebackers, Schultz, Young, Butler, and Gaines. And in the secondary, Taylor, Brown, Moyer, and Robinson. Easley did not start and probably will not play. Solomon Miller, wide right. Bobby Johnson split to the left. It's Joe Morris, left side. If you get past Lawrence Taylor, I got the reaction yesterday from the Seattle people, John. The next man they fear most is number 20.
That was the thing they talked about their offense. They think Joe Morris can hurt you more than any back in the NFL.
Here is the Giant offense. Simms, of course, the quarterback. Morris and Carthon, the runners. Solomon and Miller starting at wide receiver. Up front, Vincent Ard, Oates, Godfrey Nelson, and Zeke Mowatt is the tight end. Second down and 8. Morris is hit at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss. Maybe a yard. Young on the stop.
Yeah, we were talking about Joe Morris, and you know how the coaches exchange ideas. Well, of course, Seattle talked to everyone in the NFC East, and what they told them was to stop the Giants, you have to stop Joe Morris. He's the most important part of that offense. Stop him, make him pass, then you can do some business.
3rd and 6 at the 24. Giants obviously will have to throw here. Seahawks showing blitz. They don't do much of that, but they are now. Outside quickly to McConkey. It's a catch. That's enough for a first down. Simms read it perfectly. So did McConkey.
I tell you, as you said, Pat, that's one thing that the Seahawks haven't been doing. One, they haven't been getting to the passer, and two, they haven't been blitzing. They figured they had to do it more today. I'm a little surprised that the Giants were that alert for it, because the guy comes from the left of your screen. Watch him. He doesn't even get blocked. That was a linebacker, Butler, and Simms was McConkey and get him the ball before the free man got there.
First down, Giants, their own 32. Simms on first down to Solomon Miller. He's out of bounds at about the 40, maybe the 39.
Solomon Miller, the receiver.
Terry Taylor on the stop.
And 7.
Zeke Mowatt started at tight end in place of Mark Bavaro. Bavaro couldn't even walk Tuesday or Wednesday, and progressively got better, but not quite well enough. 2nd and 3. Morris to the left. Morris with a hole, and almost to midfield. People keep saying little Joe Morris, but he's not that little. He may be short, but he's not little.
Well, look at him from the waist down. Well, of course, you can't see him there, but from the waist down, that's where all his power is. You see, I mean, he has big hips there, and he has big legs, and those are the things that give him that driving force. And he's short. He's not a little guy. He's a short guy, but he's a big man.
Very powerful. And powerful, as you say. First down, Giants, just shy of midfield. Simms back to throw. This time he has good protection. Out to Carpet. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Butler on the stop. But the Giants will face a 2nd and long situation now. Opening minutes of the first quarter at the Kingdome. Here is a final score. The Redskins have improved their record to 6-1 by beating St. Louis 28-21. And we'd like to welcome those of you who watched that victory for Washington to the Kingdome in Seattle. And it's 0-0 here. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Giants first possession. Morris is split wide to the right this time. to Zeke Mowatt.
Zeke Mowatt, the receiver.
Here is another final score. Green Bay has finally won. Their record now 1-6. They beat Cleveland 17-14. And we'd like to welcome those of you who watched that Packer victory to the Kingdome in Seattle, where the Giants and the Seahawks are going at it. A 3rd and 6. The Giants at the Seattle 46. Tony Galbraith in the backfield, and Sims will operate out of the spread formation. Sims, and it's picked off by Dave Brown. Brown cuts back and is inside the Giant 30. Penalty marker down. Brad Benson finally knocked him down.
You know, that's the one thing, if there's anything about these Seahawks, they get those turnovers. You see Phil Sims, he's coming out there and he's saying it was my fault, my fault. Some reason he didn't read the zone. He didn't see Dave Brown. Looked like he was trying to get it to McCollum.
Illegal use of the hands, a block in the back, number 23 during a run back, 10-yard penalty and a first down.
Referee Gene Barth.
Watch it now. The first time they got in the shotgun, the Seahawks came on a blitz, and then they had to play man-to-man. This time, they went on a zone. And you see Dave Brown, he wasn't playing man-to-man. He was just sitting there reading the quarterback's eyes. Sims threw it right to him.
That was a funny-looking pass. It looked like it might have been deflected.
It could have been. I don't think Sims expected zone. I don't think you saw Brown at all.
First-round draft choice John L. Williams. Left side stopped by Perry Williams, but he ran hard. A gain of 6. Seattle defense in 1986, 17 takeaways, the most in the AFC in the first 6 games. Dave Craig, the quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 4, and we'll set that Giant defense for you when we have a moment. Turner split wide right. Record-setting Steve Largent. Turner is left, Largent is right. Ahead and backward. Outside to Kurt Warner. And Warner gets down to about the 26 before he's knocked out of bounds. Mike Tice with an excellent block. New England has defeated Pittsburgh 34-0. Tough times in Pittsburgh. The Raiders beat Miami 30-28. The Dolphins did come back, but the Raiders too far in front. 1st and 10 Seattle at the 26. Warner and John L. Williams behind Craig. Right to work is Craig. Outside he gets it to Williams. Williams maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe one. Lawrence Taylor was out there with him.
I'll tell you, we have one of those meters that measures the sound, the crowd and so on. It would be nice to have a meter that measured impact. I mean, that John L. Williams, he was a #1 draft choice of the Seahawks. But I'll tell you, he's a powerful man. Then you get his body coming in the open field against Lawrence Taylor's body, and pop, that would measure something on that field.
No game last play. They're at the Giant 26, the Seahawks, 2nd and 10. Tice in motion. Warner tries to cut back. It's just barely inside the 25. Stopped by Leonard Marshall.
One thing about Lawrence Taylor, everyone has to think how they're going to block him. Now, even if they run at him, of course, they have to block him. But when they run away from him, they have to block him. That time, they were running inside, and they brought Tice, their tight end. Now, watch your tight end will come all the way from the other side. There's number 86 there. He's coming in to try and block Taylor when the run is inside. They're going to put a guy on him no matter where they run the ball.
You have to do that.
And you can't catch him.
Tice couldn't. 3rd down. Craig has Ray Butler. That'll be another Seahawk first down. Perry Williams on the coverage, but a gain of 8.
Chuck Knox was telling us yesterday how Ray Butler has been a big thing. He's number 83 out there. They got him from the Colts, and And they like to go, every time they get in third down, they want to go 4 wide receivers. They said when you put in that third and fourth guy, you like to have an experienced guy like Butler, who's been in the league 7 years.
Craig back to throw. Ball is on the ground. I think they'll say it's incomplete, and they do. John L. Williams was the intended receiver. Carl Banks was the defender. It'll bring up the 2nd and 10. They call it incomplete. They're at the 16. Those of you who watched the New Orleans Saints win their 3rd game, 38-7, over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're at the Kingdome in Seattle for the match between the Giants and the Seahawks. Still in the first quarter. Score is 0-0. Dave Craig, the quarterback, and his 2 backs are Kurt Warner and John L. Williams. 2nd and 10. The ball is at the Giants' 16. Up the middle. Touchdown. Gordon Hudson. A 16-yard strike from Craig. Minnesota defeated Chicago. Bears' first defeat. 23-7. Welcome to the Kingdome in Seattle. That man, Dave Craig, just threw a touchdown pass. This one to his tight end.
The Seattle Seahawks play with 2 tight ends. Mike Tice is their starter, but Gordon Hudson here, number 85, is their receiver. And what they like to do is have Tice in there when they're running and Hudson in there when they're throwing.
Norm Johnson will try the extra point. The Giants had the ball once. Sims was intercepted, and the Hawks take it in and lead 7-0. That's the first touchdown against the Giants. They had held opponents scoreless for 11 consecutive quarters, so that's the first one.
You know, I've always thought the most important statistic in football is that turnover one, that turnover ratio. You look at these Seattle Seahawks, and over the years there hasn't been anyone who's done a better job at getting turnovers than these guys. And I think Chuck Knox has a lot to do with that. He teaches solid football. And, of course, that touchdown was a result of the turnover. There goes the Seahawks. They're moving. Boom. I mean, the Giants are moving. They get the interception, and then the Seahawks take the ball in and score.
That's that statistic I was just talking about. Johnson added the extra point. And the Seahawks lead it 7-0 with 7:51 left to play in the first quarter. Scoring drive, 7 plays, 43 yards. The time, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And it was climaxed by a 16-yard pass from Dave Craig to Hudson. This is one of the things, John, that Bill Parcells was saying he did not want to happen. Obviously, he didn't want to commit the turnover, but not let Craig get hot early.
Well, you know, he said he's like a pitcher. You know, in baseball, sometimes a pitcher comes in and has a good first inning, then it takes you 5 or 6 innings before you ever get to him. And he felt that Craig was that way. If he gets a good start early, he's going to be tough all day.
The 47th career interception for Dave Brown set it up. Johnson's kickoff is high, not quite as deep this time. It'll be Mark Collins at the 3. Collins hit hard. Really hammered down. Again, a return of 16. Lane made a stop.
16-yard kickoff return.
I'll tell you, that is something, the way these guys come down the field on these special teams. You know, look, you got guys being knocked down, rolled over, but watch that hit there. What happened is he was coming off a tackle, and boom, right there in front of him. I'll tell you, that is contact.
First down, Giants, their own 19. The give is again to Morris. And again, the Seahawks control it. Right now, for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Pat, with time running out in Philadelphia, Rafael Septian of the Cowboys nails this field goal, and it's a 38-yarder. Couple of seconds left for Buddy Ryan and the Eagles. They trail it 17-14. Let's go back to Pat and John.
7-0 here at the Kingdome, and Morris gets his second consecutive carry. the 28. Young and Butler on the stop.
You know, Bill Parcells talked to every coach in the AFC West, and talking to him, he said, is this sound deal, is the noise in this stadium really a problem? They all said yes. And they said, you have to work on it. You have to work with it. They said, well, how do you work on it? Dan Reeves at Denver had a tape of crowd noise. He sent Parcells and the Giants on Thursday and Friday practice with this noise.
Morris on 3rd and 1, just barely gets it. Paul Moyer on the stop, sorry. Overtime, San Francisco and Atlanta. And as Brent Musburger told you a second ago, Dallas leads Philadelphia with just a couple of seconds to go, 17-14. Morris has already carried the ball 6 times. And the Kingdom's famed wave is taking place right now. Lee Roussan is in the game now. And Sims gets the ball out to Roussan. He's got good speed. He's going to use it. Finally cut down by Dave Brown. But it'll be another Giant first down, a gain of 11.
You know, the happiest guy on that play was Billy Ard, the left guard. Watch the left guard, 67, right next to the center. See, he comes out there. He's the guy that's going to get this first block right there. See him get that block? That's the block that sprung Roussan. That got him in the open field, and that's the block that allowed him to get the first down. Sometimes those poor old guards, you know, you never mention, but they make yards too.
He made that one possible. That screen pass successful. Sims going up the middle, intended for Moat. Over his head. Covered by a linebacker. He got the match he wanted, but he just couldn't break free.
That was good coverage by the linebacker, Bruce Schultz. You know, he's a big guy, 6'6", 244 pounds. You try and get a back or a tight end on a linebacker. They did it that time, but Schultz covered him. Parcells was waiting for that. You see that reaction? He said, heck, we wanted our tight end and the linebacker. We got it. What's the deal?
We had it.
The linebacker covered him.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Solomon Miller with the man in motion. This is Roussan again. And he slips and slides for about 6. Fred Young tripped him up. Leonard Marshall having those big arms and hands taped up over on the sideline.
Big Leonard weighed in this week at 283. You know, they had a surprise weigh-in. His weight is 285 that they give him. He has to be below that. So they weigh one guy. And if he's below, they don't weigh anyone else. So they picked Big Leonard. He was 283. So no one else had to be weighed.
And was he happy?
Were the rest of the guys happy?
Right. Sims gets up under the center now. The noise has started. Hit from behind. Seattle trying to pick it up. They can't. The Giants get it back. Tony Galbraith finally makes the recovery. And here comes the penalty flag.
Watch Jacob Green. He's coming right there. Gets by 2. Hits Sims just as he was throwing. Caused the fumble. The Giants recovered.
Those of you that watched Dallas beat Philadelphia in that thriller, the score 17-14, welcome to the Kingdom in Seattle. This is the way that has affected the standings in the NFC East. Dallas improves their record to 5-2. Redskins are 6-1, and the Giants in between are still playing.
You know, that last play, that fumble, that was a penalty against the Seahawks. Unnecessary roughness, so the Giants have the ball back on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
The Seahawks lead it 7-0.
We see Tony Galbraith makes the recovery, and then Craig Gaines jumps on him, and that was what they called a penalty, that he was down. They blew the whistle, stopped the play, and Gaines hit him after the whistle.
The Seahawks had a chance to pick it up or at least fall on it when the ball was loose. But because of Galbraith's recovery, and then now they're discussing things with the replay officials up here in the booth with us.
I don't know that that's one of the things that they would discuss, an unnecessary roughness penalty.
Instant replay has confirmed that it truly was a quarterback fumble. The play stands as called. First down.
What the instant replay was looking at was this. In other words, was it an incomplete forward pass or a fumble? If his arm is going forward, it's an incomplete pass. His arm wasn't going forward, so they confirmed it's a fumble. Then, of course, the game, 15-yard penalty is added onto it.
Sims fakes to Morris. He's chased again. He's chased out of the pocket. And the Seahawks get him down. That was a 1st and 10 situation. Fred Young is the man who made the stop. A loss of 2. Let's go back and look at that previous play again.
Well, here's the thing. We see Jacob Green, number 79, hitting Sims. You see, now he fumbled that ball before he was hit, before his arm was going forward. So that's not an incomplete forward pass. It is a fumble.
And the Seahawks had a shot at it. And if they had fallen on it, they would have had the ball again on another turnover.
Not only did they not fall on it, but they gave him a 15-yard penalty.
Right. 2nd and 12. Maurice Compton is the lone setback. Flag is down. And no play. Has to be illegal motion or somebody moved up front.
That's probably the left tackle.
False start, number 60 offense. 5-yard penalty.
Now that's Brad Benson. They say that Benson moved before the ball was snapped.
Cincinnati over Houston. There in the 4th quarter, Buffalo leading Indianapolis 24-13. Still 2nd down. Now it's 2nd and 17. Giants at their own 33. Joe Morris split wide to the right. Harthan on the draw play. And Maurice gets good yardage, but not enough for a 1st down. A pickup of 11.
That's an interesting play. Remember the Redskins first started doing that? They had that counter tray, they called it. Now I think every team in the NFL is running that.
3rd and 6. Pat Summerall with John Madden. We're at the Kingdome in Seattle. My first time here ever. Here comes that famed noise again. Handoff. It's going to be an option pass. And Baldwin is hammered by Paul Moyer. What a hit. You can call that a sack if you'd like to. I'd call it a blast.
You know, I think on that play it was going to be a run pass. I think they were trying to throw to Phil Sims. I think Sims back here was the primary receiver. He was covered, and Paul Moyer really made a hit. But you see him hand off, then Sims start out.
Bobby Joe Edmonds, the rookie, fields it at the 30. Dances away from one man, another. Good kick by Sean Landetta. Gary Reason and Robbie Jones down for the Giants. 42-yard punt.
Let's watch that play again, that 3rd down play. What you see Phil Sims back there. Now he's going to hand the ball off to Tony Galbraith. Now watch him out here. See, he starts back here. He's running out on a pattern. But he's covered out here, and it didn't make any difference because Galbraith didn't have a chance. See
no
that
chance.
thing on the left, right underneath the sideburn, that raspberry, strawberry there?
Yep.
I don't think he got it on that play. He had that before.
He got hit pretty hard earlier. Here's Kurt Warner. Slamming past the 30. Jim Burt out to make the stop. They started that play on their own 27. He got up to the 30, so a pickup of 3. Crowd sort of quieted down a little bit, and they do that when Seattle has the ball.
Well, it's a knowledgeable crowd, and they know that when the other guys have the ball, you make all the noise, you keep quiet for your own offense, and the biggest down for the other guys is 3rd down.
Especially out of the spread. In motion. He hasn't caught a pass yet. He has not. But there's a flag on the play. Reasons made the stop. holding against Seattle. Brad Benson, that might be a broken nose.
Well, you know, I think it's that one where the helmet comes down on the nose.
Could be that. Everybody who ever played has one. We've talked about that before.
I think Benson, you know, he's played long enough to have a lot of them. That last penalty was against the right tackle, Mike Wilson, number 75, for pushing or hitting in the face.
By the way, you saw that the Rams were ahead. That touchdown by Nolan Cromwell on a 90-yard pass interception. Second down. 17 they need. Craig has time. He's got it out to Mike Tice. Tice out to the 29. Harry Williams on the stop.
I'll tell you, the first and most important thing is you watch that from the right-hand side there, the defense, they pick up that stunt of Marshall and Taylor. They picked it up, and they gave Craig enough time to find Tice. And I think that's, you know, I always believed as a coach that when you put in a pass pattern, the first thing you put in was protection, if we can block it. If you can't block it, why even call it? But they got good protection.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 situation at the 30. Now they'll probably go with their 4 wide receivers in this situation. And it looks like if they'll do something in a hurry, the 30-second clock's going to run out. They were more aware than I was. That's the end of the first quarter, with the Seahawks leading the Giants 7-0. It's a great place to watch a game, John.
Well, it is, and I'll tell you, I don't know if it's a great place to play or not. I think that when you play indoors on a carpet, I think it's a real advantage to the home team. I think that the visiting team not only has to adjust to the noise we talk about, but to the lights. You know, it's a tougher thing to see a ball, to adjust to all these things, and I think this is a real advantage to the Seahawks playing in here.
Bill Parcells looking on. A reminder that next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern Time, CBS Sports presents college football. And it's a fight to stay in the running for the Rose Bowl between Pac-10 rivals USC and Stanford. Or some of you will see the Clemson Tigers take on the Wolfpack of North Carolina State for first place in the ACC. College football next Saturday on CBS Sports. Bill Parcells communicating with his coaches upstairs. The game started at 1 o'clock Seattle time. 4 hours before the kickoff, the band was out rehearsing. And look who's lurking.
See, coaches always get a little paranoid. You know, you always wonder who's looking at you, who's listening to you. Notice how you look over your shoulder? Wonder if there's any of the other guys around trying to steal your game plan and stuff. Then you look to the left to see if there's anyone hanging around that goalpost. You look behind you. You know, is anyone at your 6 o'clock? Are you protected back there or what?
I know when we did your games and you were coaching, you were always there when we got there.
I was always lurking around. I wasn't worried about anyone finding any secrets I knew. I was just trying to find a place to get away from my players so I wouldn't upset them.
You know, John, Bill Parcells has a little ritual that he goes through before every home game back at Giant Stadium. He has sort of a game with his offensive linemen as to who gets there first. We're going to be there when Dallas is there, and we'll be checking that out. See who wins that little game.
You know, every team has a group called early birds that come to the stadium a couple hours before the rest of the players.
Craig operating out of the spread formation, looking for Largent. And Largent made the break a little late, or Craig threw a little early.
I think Terry Kennard looked like he pulled up on that play. They had good coverage. They ended up in a double coverage, but looked like Terry Kennard got caught up something with his left leg. He's still limping a little.
McConkey is back deep for the Giants. Vince, come on. Come on. He'll do the punting for Seattle. He was with the Raiders at one time. McConkey at his own 33. Straight ahead to about the 41. Gaines on the stop.
You know, Bill Parcells was saying last night about McConkey how sometimes as a coach you say things like he tells them, sprint to the ball, set, catch. And McConkey says every time he's back there, he can hear Parcells' voice saying, sprint, set, catch. You know, that is true. You say things so many times that when the play is in action, the players just bring that back.
Joe Morris, right side with room. Morris into Seattle territory, out of bounds at their 43. Terry Taylor knocked him out of bounds, but Morris got 17.
Yeah, I don't think in today's football there's anyone that runs the sweep better than Joe Morris. This used to be a big play in the NFL, but watch how he just gets out there. He follows his blockers. He had Carthen there in front of him. He knows when to hold up, when to burst, when to break through, and it all adds up to a first down.
So many people, John, seem to have just given up on this week.
You very seldom see it without a pitch anymore like this.
You can hear the sound of that one. He got 5.
I don't know if it seems this way to you, Pat, but it does to me that the football this year is more intense, that the hitting is harder in every game that we do.
A lot of the distractions are gone, I think.
I think so, and I think that, that the competition is so keen that, the difference between the top teams and the bottom really isn't. Look at the Chicago Bears today. They get beat by Minnesota.
There goes Morris over the left side this time. I think the schedule this year lends itself to more intense competition, too.
Well, especially the one we have here today where the NFC East has to play the AFC West, and they're probably the 2 best divisions in football. Look at David Craig there is explaining to Steve Largent why he threw that ball early. He's probably saying, I was looking, and their free safety, Kennard, got over there. So I had to throw it quicker than I wanted to, and I couldn't get it to you, Steve.
3rd and 2. At the Seahawk 35. Morris will try that sweep again behind Hard. He won't get it. He got close. Brett Young made the stop.
This is going to be an interesting decision for Bill Parcells. Do you go for the 4th down play, or do you try the long field goal, or do you punt?
It would be a 51-yard field goal at least. Allegre, I think, can get it that far under these conditions, but he's going for it. Navarro's in the game, and Roberts is in the game. Will be the tight man on the left side of the line. Navarro is the tight end on the right.
And Joe Morris usually gets the ball.
Joe Morris got the ball, and Joe Morris got the first down and more. How many times have we seen him run that play?
Watch Zeke Mowat now. They had 3 tight ends in there. He was the 3rd one. He's going to come across and take the outside corner. But just that little trip up there was enough to allow Morris, as he came out of the pile, just to slip there to the left and gain that first down.
Morris is out, and Roussan is back in. Morris just doesn't have that much stamina. When he's fresh, he's great. Touchdown. Beg your pardon, Solomon Miller. The official was right there. I thought he called him out of bounds early, and then he signaled touchdown.
Well, that was the thing that Bill Parcells was saying, that, when he was talking about inconsistency, was the inconsistency in the wide receivers. We have different guys starting all the time. Stacy Robinson was put down yesterday. Solomon Miller becomes the starter. He said last week, Solomon Miller was open deep 3 times. He said he showed the films to Phil Simms. He threw it to Bavaro. He said, look at this guy. Why don't you throw it to him? So I think Simms said, okay, next time, coach.
And Phil says you better.
Well, quarterbacks like to see that, too. I mean, they don't like to be chewed out. They don't like to be chewed out.
They're reviewing this again.
Here, yeah, to see if he was in bounds, but he is. Look, 1, 2, he's okay there. See, that 2nd foot was there. 3rd one there, still good. 4th one there, still good. Ball, touchdown.
The call is okay.
The call is correct.
Is Instant replay confirmed that it was a touchdown.
That was a good confirmation.
Good for him and him. Raul Allegre to try the extra point with Jeff Rutledge holding. Right through his hand. Forget about it. No need to run with this. And the Seahawks continue to lead 7-6. That appeared to be a good snap.
Well, I'll tell you, it looked like it was a good snap. It just went right through Jeff Rutledge's fingers. Nothing wrong with that, but those things always come back to haunt you.
Isn't that the truth? So, with 11:50 left to play in the first half, that's the score. With a touchdown pass from Sims to Miller. There's Jeff Rutledge, who's the holder on the extra point, which was a little bit wide as we looked at it again.
I think that's what he's explaining. That was a little high and outside.
Morris on the return, and he's got a room. Some room. Out to about the 38 or 39. Pepper Johnson finally brought him down. 34-yard return. And the Hawks will have the ball in good shape. They lead by a single point. Here's a touchdown.
Let's watch it again. Now, the big thing that Solomon Miller does here, here's Terry Taylor covering him. But what Miller does is he gets up and he gets outside him. So when he gets this position here, then he just outruns him. But he keeps Taylor to the inside so that the ball can be thrown outside for the touchdown. Now, watch it, his initial move coming on. See, right here, he gets outside. Now, from that point on, he uses his speed. But he has Taylor to the inside. Sims can throw the ball to the outside over Taylor, and that gets the touchdown for the Giants.
Great throw by Sims. The Seahawks have the ball at their own 38. 1st and 10. To Warner. Complete to Logic. That keeps that streak alive.
That's against the Giant zone. Watch Kenny Hill, 48. He's trying to get out there. He's supposed to get out there underneath, but Largent gives him a little move that holds him just enough that he can get the ball between Hill and the sideline. I'll tell you, you know the thing that Largent has is so good. He does have more speed than people think, but the other thing, he has great body control.
That's 130 consecutive games in which he's caught a pass. That, of course, is the record. Craig to John L. Williams over the left side for maybe a gain of 1. Reasons Burton on the stop.
Gain of 1. Final score, Dallas 17, Philadelphia 14.
Chuck Knox and his staff charting things over on the Seahawks sideline. Time of possession, the Giants 12:54, Seattle 5:35, and it all goes back to that turnover again. And they missed extra point. That's why they lead 7-6. Craig back to throw. Outside, Warner juggles and comes up with a remarkable catch. Andy Hedden knocked him out of bounds.
You know, one thing that the Seahawks are doing, they're doing a good job of blocking Lawrence Taylor. Watch Lawrence Taylor here, 56, and we see Ron Mattis, a big 306-pound tackle. He comes out now, he grabs him a little, but after that, they have Williams right there. So they got a big 300-pound guy on him that he has to get by. Then, if he gets by that, then they got a 230-pound fullback. So they got about 730 pounds waiting for him. 530 pounds right now.
Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 3. Craig gets it to Byron Franklin, and I don't think he has first down. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't, but I think what the fans were talking about, the Seattle sideline was talking about, is Herb Welsh came in there right at the end. They thought that he was a little late.
Herb is number 27. 4th down, and they will not try for the first. McConkey standing back at about the 10-yard line as the Seahawks get set to punt. First return by McConkey was 8 yards. This one he'll try to hang high. McConkey will let it go, and it soars into the end zone. And from there, the Giants will take over with 80 yards to go. And the Seattle Seahawks lead 7-6. 10 minutes left first quarter. We are back at the Kingdome, and look what happened, what goes on to Jim Burt's jersey. You wonder why it looks funny?
Well, you know, that's how they tighten it. You see, they split the sides, and then they sew it back together, and that's how it gets so tight.
Marr is trying to get wide, and this time there's nothing to it. Moyer, Bruce Schultz.
Well, on defense, that's the way you want to play that sweep, is you spread it out, string it out, piano the thing all the way down the line of scrimmage. Now watch this Seattle defense. Just watch them here. The ball's going to go to our left here. See all the blue jerseys just skating down. The strong safety, Paul Moyer, up from the outside, keeping containment, and all the guys come in to make the tackle.
2nd and 9. Sims gives to Maurice Gartham. Not much is going to happen from that one. Jacob Green. Gartham got 4 and did well to do that.
Well, you got a good block, though, from the right tackle, Carl Nelson. You know, it used to be in this league that only the guards pull. Now they're pulling those big tackles, too. You know, those big 285-pound guys. And you get them coming around with a full head of speed on a linebacker or a defensive back. And you call that a collision, too.
One team we saw pull the center last year, the Bears. 3rd down. Giants need 5 for first. Sims has time. And the ball bounces off the hands of Tony Galbraith. Gains the defender.
I think the thing that, you know, people complain about the Giant offense and their consistency, I think it's things like that. If you can stop Joe Morris and you can get that 2nd and 3rd and long, you have a better chance of stopping the Giants.
Landetta back to him. Just barely got it off. Edwards is hit quickly, bounces away from one, and then is nailed. Lee Roussan, who was down in a hurry. Hunt of 43 yards and only a return of 1, so they net 42. There's the man who made the hit. 7-6. Seattle leads the Giants with 8:28 left in the first half.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. The heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. And by Hewlett-Packard, the people who turn your business computing problem into a business computing solution.
Seven 7-6, Seahawks leading. They have the ball at their own 33. Craig is 8 out of 10 for 63 yards. He gives to Warner. Warner has got some room. Knocked out of bounds by Kenny Hill right at midfield, but a gain of 17.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the Giants had Warner pretty much under control. He'd only run the ball 2 times for 5 yards, and then the next thing he knows, he breaks a 17-yarder off. But this is that counter trade that we were talking about before, where they back counters, then he follows the tackle. He was going to follow his tackle inside, then with that speed and quickness and read, he just bounced it to the outside. That was a 4-hole play that ended up in the 8-hole.
Largent moves to the left. They go with 2 tight ends. Lee Flicker, if he has time, and he doesn't. Hammered first by Banks and then Leonard Marshall. First sack. That's a final now. up, and we'd like to welcome those of you who watched that San Francisco-Atlanta 10-10 tie to the Kingdome in Seattle, where the Seahawks lead 7-6. Pat Summerall with John Madden.
You know, a team can't become so concerned with Lawrence Taylor that they forget about the guy on the other side, Carl Banks. And that's what happened that time. You know, all their protection, they were pretty good on that left side, and then whap, here comes Banks from the other side.
2nd and 21. Marshall after Craig fumble. The Giants had it. Marshall got there, and Banks picked it up. And so much for the first turnover. The Giants get theirs.
That's a big pass rush. Big pass rush by Leonard Marshall. Watch him. Here he is right here. And Ron Mattis is going to block him. He just sprints up, just takes off right outside him, just runs right around him. Watch Marshall here. You see, he makes that move. Now he has him beat right there. He's beyond him. All Mattis can do is push him, and he pushes him right into Dave Craig and comes up with the interception. That's a big, big play for the defense. A big, big play for Leonard Marshall. That's why these guys make Pro Bowls, because they make plays like that.
He's a big, big guy.
283 pounds during the week.
1st and 10 at the 25. Solomon Miller was the man in motion. Here's Morris. He barrels down inside the Seattle 20.
Joe Nash, 51.
Nash on the tackle. He gains 6.
Gain of 6.
You know, the thing is, the Giants have had different wide receivers all the time, but they've had the same quarterback in Bavaro. I mean, the same tight end in Bavaro, and now they don't have him either. And I'll tell you, with what they're doing, with what they got, is kind of amazing.
Zeke Mowat is the tight end. Bavaro has an injured toe. That's McConkey in motion. That's Morris in motion now. He's down near the 15. That's where they need to go to get a first down.
Gain of 3.
Gaines on the stop.
See that play there that the Joe Morris ran? It's a dive play, and we were talking to Chuck Knox about it yesterday, and he said he doesn't think there's anyone in football that does that. Not only anyone that does it as well as John, but anyone that does it, period. It's that old split T thing where you just open up and hand it to your halfback. Look, there's nothing here. You see, he just comes back and just hands to the halfback. No lead block, just going straight ahead to the weak side.
3rd and short. Mowat in motion. They give to Carthen this time when he's close, but I'm not sure. Of course, that was 3rd down.
Now do you go for it on 4th down? Do you kick the field goal? Yep, they've already answered that. They got no gain on that play. I'm surprised that they ran to the fullback. Now Zeke Mowat's going to come in here in a trap, but I would like to have Mowat in there trapping a little more aggressively, but I'd like to have Carthon in there blocking too and give the ball to Morris. I think when you got a guy like that, I don't think you have to trick him in short yardage.
Raul Alegre, who is 4 out of 5 so far this year, will try from 34 yards. Seahawks jumped off sides. They say they were pulled off. That would give the Giants, of course, a first down if it's against Seattle.
Well, they have 4 of the officials in there with a huddle. It's against Seattle.
And that gives them that first down.
Encroachment defense before the snap. No field goal. First down. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Those are the type of things that'll kill you as a coach. You know, you're there, you got everything, you stopped them on 3rd down, you came up with a big play, you forced them to kick the field goal, the ball's not snapped, and boom, you have 2 guys jump off sides on you. And there are 2 guys that are lined up right in the middle over the ball.
Right by the ball. First down, Giants.
That's an ulcer closer.
That's one reason my partner got out of coaching. At the 11, Sims drops to throw. Pass is intercepted by the Seahawks. He's down as a result of contact, and they'll bring this back. It was Moyer who came up with the interception. Another turnover. 7-6. Seahawks hold on to that lead.
Let's watch watch that play again. Joe Morris comes in motion. He's going to run up the field. Sims gets the blitz. He's not blocking. He tries to get the ball to Mowat. Moyer is covering back here. He looks and sees it, and he's a free guy. Not the guy covering on Mowat. Now watch when the blitz comes right here. Schultz comes from the outside. There's no one to block him. Sims has to get rid of it. He throws it away, and the guy covering Morris is the guy who got the interception.
Seahawks first down at their own 5. Give it to Warner over the right side. Hanks again on the stop, but Warner got 4.
You know, the bad thing about that play, that was a first down pass. And it was a blitz, and I'm sure that Phil Simms is thinking about it now. You never throw an interception period, but you never throw one on first down. You can take that ball and go zip and throw it up into the crowd. Hit the ceiling with it, because you still have 3 more downs. You never throw a first down interception.
Second down. And about 6 or 7. Warner again, left side. Last sack to about very near a first down. About the 15. Reasons made the stop.
Remember 2 years ago, Kurt Warner had that real bad knee injury and knee surgery, and he came back last year, but he wasn't the old Kurt Warner. Now this year, both Kurt Warner and Chuck Knox both say that he's better than he was when he was a rookie.
Better than he's ever been.
And he says, and he appreciates it a lot more. You know, there's nothing like having something and having it taken away from you and then getting it back. Because I'll tell you, that is appreciation when you get it back and you can do it as well.
Very few, if any, have ever been able to do that with the kind of injury he had. 3rd and short. They give for the 3rd straight time to Warner. He has the first down. Over the top, whatever it takes. Banks again on the stop. Warner got 3, and he'll move the chains. Clock running with 4:12 left in the first half, and Seattle leading New York 7-6.
Look at these in the huddle there. Dave Craig down on one knee calling the play. He's looking around. He's telling, you know, we have your head both right and left so everyone can hear it. But one thing about these dome stadiums, no one ever gets dirty. Look how nice and clean they are.
Short blitz. He read it. Gets it out to Darrell Turner. Turner gets out of bounds. Knocked him out, a gain of 12. Perry Williams was coming on a blitz.
Watch, you don't see that. Here's Perry Williams is out here to cover here. He comes on a blitz. They throw to here before the weak safety can get over. See, the cover guy comes. He's going to do. Now, Terry Kennard has to come over. So they just throw that quick out there before Kennard can get over and Perry Williams can get to the quarterback.
Another Seahawk first down. Split wide left, Largent to the right. Good coverage, and the Giants have the interception on the rebound. That's Terry Kennard with the ball. Kennard has maybe 2 people to beat, and he finally is tripped up by Steve Largent. And the Giants are back down in good shape again. A return of 21. Ball that shouldn't have been thrown.
This is becoming a turnover ball. Sims throws the interception. Craig comes right back. Now he has the ball. That's good defense by Perry Williams. He gets the ball up. Real good alert by Terry Kennard being there and the return. Now watch, here's Perry Williams right here, and he sees Terry Kennard here. So instead of knocking the ball down, he knocks it up and bats it right to Kennard, who comes in and gets the interception. Watch Perry Williams. Now this is alert play. He just hits it up in the air like a volleyball play. Now Kennard is right underneath it, keeps both feet in bounds and gets the interception. I don't know if I would teach that, but that's pretty heads-up play.
It sure worked out well. Blair Bush was the injured Seahawk, and there he is coming off the field. The ex-Cincinnati Bengal. First down, Giants. Solomon Miller in motion, and Sims gives to Morris. And Morris hammers down inside the Seahawk 20 to about the 16 before Gaines makes the stop. Morris got 8. 3:14 left to play in the first half.
You know, Joe Morris is only about 5'6", 5'6 and a half, and he's great in the I formation. like he was in that play, because the defense, I don't think they really see him. And he gets in there behind the fullback. See the eye? Now he's the second guy. He's behind the fullback. Then he's behind those blockers. And he just kind of gets in that crevice. And I don't think the blue jerseys know where he is. They're going one way and he's going the other.
Give is to Carthen this time. He got 3. That should be enough for a first down. Keith Butler made the stop. There have been 4 turnovers in this game, 2 by each team so far. Look how it affects your record.
You know, I've always thought it's the most important thing if you have to take one stat. But look at the top 3 teams. They're all 6-0, 4-2, 4-2. Now look at the worst team in the turnover ratio. Houston, Indianapolis, and Green Bay.
The bottom 3. Number 45, not with the shoulder pads on, the one behind him with the baseball cap, is Kenny Easley, the outstanding safety man for the Seahawks. Last Monday, that graphic was correct, he had arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Tuesday, of course, he couldn't walk. Wednesday, he could barely walk. Yesterday, we watched him work out, and today, he had in mind playing. He decided not to, but that is truly remarkable.
Well, you know that he could even do that we just saw on the tape there. They did in a pregame warm-up. He wasn't sure yesterday. He said he'd try it today. He said, I don't want to hurt the team. I would like to play, but having surgery on Monday and playing on Sunday would be an amazing feat.
It was 2nd and 9. Fred Young stopped Maurice Carthen. After a gain of 1, it'll make it 3rd and 8.
Now, this is if there's going to be noise, that's a coach's stance. Before you expect noise, that 3rd and long, that's where you expect it here in the Kingdom.
Giants have all 3 of their timeouts left, as do the Seahawks. They haven't used one yet. Clock is running with 1.5 minutes remaining.
Now, what the Giants are doing, they're going with a silent count. Watch Phil Simms. When he moves his hands, the linemen will start their count. And then they will go like 1,001, 1,002, 1,003.
Pass is complete to Solomon Miller at about the 5. Dave Brown on the coverage. Not enough for a first down. But a good catch. Seahawks are claiming fumble.
This is going to be an instant replay review, I'm sure. We'll have to look at this. 1, is he inbounds? 2, does he have control? See, Simms is looking out here for Solomon Miller. Here's the play. Oh, I don't think it hit the ground. I'll tell you, that's great hands there. You know, now where are you going to spot the ball? Watch Solomon Miller here. Looks like it's going to be a fumble. He works to the outside, catches a ball against his body. Ball's not there, but I don't think the ball ever hits the ground.
Watch closely.
The thing he did wrong, he let the ball get to his chest. That's why it bounced off that far. But he gets his hand on it before it hits the ground. The ball never did touch the ground. Now, if you put it where the ball is, he would have a first down or close to a first down.
There's the replay booth. The official.
Joe Gardy is the official. He was a defensive coordinator, remember, for the New York Jets. He's an ex-coach up there.
And they're still talking about it. Easily saying, hey, what's going on here?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean, I don't ever see it. It looks like it's going to hit the ground, but I don't see it ever hit the ground. I mean, he gets that hand out there before it hits the ground and bounces it back up, right back into both hands. No, that's I would say that's definitely a legal catch.
We haven't decided yet. We're still communicating.
You know, those umpires now have that new earpiece. Remember, they had the problem in their Raider game and Kansas City game, hearing what the booth guy said. But now they have new words and they have a new earpiece. The same thing the CIA uses.
So we needed some new words.
Bill Parcells was saying one of the guards at Giant Stadium told him, boy, this is really getting to be an event, isn't it, this instant replay. said it's kind of like paying alimony and then having to sit around to see if the rabbit dies.
Set number 12. There's Parcells looking on. Number 12 on the fan in the stands there. The Seahawks have only retired one number in their history. That is number 12. And that is a tribute to their great fans.
And a lot of people have it. A lot of people take credit for it. They all want to wear that number 12 jersey.
No one wears it.
Yeah, I don't know what they take so long for. We'll look at it again. All you have to say is, did he have it or not?
The officials on the field ruled that it was a catch, and he was down by contact before he lost the ball. Instant replay was inconclusive. Therefore, it's fourth down.
The instant replay was inconclusive. And that'll bring up a fourth down. Now let's see what the Giants will do. 4th and 1 at the 5.
Well, the last time they had a short yardage, they ran it to Carfon, and they weren't successful. This time it's a fourth down. I think they're going to go for it, and I would bet that they go to Joe Morris with the ball.
It's going to be, it looks like, a little bit longer than 1. It looks closer to 2 than 1.
You know what I think this is a great time for is a play pass, where you fake the run, and then you give the quarterback the option of rolling out and running or passing.
Now the Giants take a timeout. It's been a long time since we played anything. 4th and 1 at the 5, 44 seconds left to play. Giants with 2 timeouts left now. 7-6, Seattle leading with 44 seconds left in the first half. The reason it's 7-6, here it is.
Well, you know, watch the ball. You see, it does go outside to Rutledge. See, and he didn't have a chance to get it. I mean, he reached out, but he didn't get it. But, you know, they had a guy free the last time coming up the middle. It's number 77, Jeff Bryant. So that's what they have to be thinking now. Now they need a good snap for this field goal, and they better get number 77 blocked in the middle. Of course, the last time they went to what Seattle's thinking about, they jumped offside.
Right.
Seattle overloads that middle. You see the 3 guys in the middle, 79 Green, 72 Nash, and 77 Jeff Bryant. They're going to line up right in the middle. See those 3 guys? That's where they try and get the push in the middle.
Allegre from 23 yards. Very good. Officially 23 yards. And with 41 seconds left to play in the first half, the Giants take the lead 9-7. Coming up at halftime, it's Brent, Will, and Joe Theismann with scores and highlights from around the league. Also, Herb Cross is here with us, and down on the field at the Kingdome, he'll have a report on the first half. That's all coming up at halftime. Allegre to kick off. Excuse me.
One of the big highlights, one of the big surprises has to be how did Minnesota beat Chicago?
Well, I'm sure we'll be told. Randall Morris gets the kickoff. Gets outside the 20, about the 22. Mark Collins down to make the stop. Seahawks take over. They'll have 37 seconds and all their timeouts remaining.
I think this is the type of game, Pat, that these teams are so evenly matched that probably the team that comes out in the second half and has the fewest turnovers is going to be the team that wins this game. I think turnovers is going to be the determining factor in this game.
They've each had 2 here in the first half. Hand off to Warner. A few boos from the stands. Gain of 3. As the Seahawks look like they're going to run it out.
Well, I think they're smart, too. You know, I mean, the score's 9-7. It's a tight game. Your defense is playing well. You got a few things going. I think you're better to let the clock run out rather than force things from the 25-yard line. I mean, you're playing against a Giant defense. You're not going to go 75 yards in 30 seconds.
They're going to let it run out. So that's the end of the first half with the score. The Giants 9, the Seahawks 7. It's been a tough first half.
coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Mitsubishi Motors. Experience the sensation of the full line of new cars and trucks from Mitsubishi. MCI Communications for the next 100 years. And by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Allegre set to kick off to begin the second half. Bobby Edmonds and Randall Morris. It'll be Morris again. Hit down at about the 16 and hit hard. And it's been wet that way most of the game. Robbie Jones was the first man down.
Robbie Jones also there.
You know, as we see Dave Craig come in now, it's ironic. You know, of course, we know that Craig is a free agent. Played at Milton College. They don't even play football at Milton anymore. In fact,
they don't exist.
They don't even have a Milton anymore. But the other two quarterbacks, Gail Gilbert, Sean Salisbury, are both free agents. This Seahawk club has three quarterbacks, all free agents.
Seattle starts the second half with Craig at quarterback and both their tight ends, and they give to Warner. Hit in the backfield by Marshall and brought down by Burt.
Jim Burt running down.
A gain of 2 for Warner. Seattle leading 9-7.
You know, one of the things that Chuck Knox always liked to do is go to work on a rookie. And the Giants have rookie Mark Collins playing in there at corner now. Elvis Patterson isn't in the game now, playing over here at this left corner. It'll be interesting to see if he goes to work on him in this quarter.
Someone said I might have given the score backwards. It's the Giants 9, the Seahawks 7. Warner again. To about the 27 Banks and Reasons on the stop.
Final score, Green Bay 17.
Gain of 4.
I think part of this, Pat, this Lawrence Taylor thing is that, one, they're doing a pretty good job of blocking him, and two, I think the Seahawks' game plan is to stay away from him. So you see that, you know, that's the good news, bad news. The good news is we can run away from Lawrence Taylor. The bad news is we have to run at Carl Banks.
Steve Largent and Darrell Turner both split wide to the right. 4 wide receivers. Craig steps up, looks for Largent. He had it for a moment, but it's incomplete.
Steve Largent, the intended receiver.
Terry Kennard was the defender.
Terry Kennard in the coverage.
And the Seahawks will have to punt.
You know, one of the things that Chuck Knox was talking about is being successful on first down. And he thought that's what you had to do and not get in those second and third and long. And really, they haven't had too much success at that in the first half.
They haven't. It's Gamont back to punt for Seattle. Phil McConkey standing back at the Giant 35. Rush, they don't get it. Good high kick. McConkey, fair catch. At about the 32-yard line. The Giant 32. A 46-yard kick, no return, and that's what you're looking for. 13-16 left to play in the third quarter. Giants lead by 2. Next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, CBS Sports presents college football. USC against Stanford, trying to stay in the running for the Rose Bowl. Some of you, though, will see the Clemson Tigers take on North Carolina State for first place in the ACC. It's college football next Saturday on CBS Sports. The word on Lee Roussan, by the way, is that he has a bruised knee, and obviously he will not return.
Yeah, it's hard if you don't have your pants on to play. Some guys play without shoulder pads or helmets, but if you don't have pants, you can't play.
Here's Morris to the left. There was a hole, but it closed in a hurry. Greg Gaines was the man who closed it, along with Bruce Schultz. A gain of 2 for Morris.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mark Bavaro in there yet, but he told Bill Parcells yesterday, he said, "Hey, Coach, I can't start. I know that, but don't forget me. Get me in there. I still want to play." He got his hat in his hand, so I think that means that he's serious about it. See, when they don't carry their hats around, they're not going to play. When you have your hat in your hand, you want to play.
2nd and 8. Giants at their own 34. Sims fakes. And he's down. 4th sack by the Seahawks. I think it was Jeff Bryant and Jacob Green.
This is an interesting thing, Pat. Watch both guards next to the center. The right guard pulls left, the left guard pulls right. They're trying to hold those linebackers in there. The Seahawks don't go for it. They just blitz. They get the pressure up there, and Sims doesn't get the ball away because they didn't get Jacob Green blocked.
3rd and 16, Galbraith in the backfield with Sims. Flags are down. Sims going deep. Intended for Solomon Miller again. Flags down. While we wait,
we have a false start on number 60. The play should have been stopped. We'll redo it. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
running down some of the scores now around the league, and all those again are finals. Packers got their first win of the season over the Browns. Colts now are the only winless team. 3rd and 21. Back up to 21. There's the noise, and they can't hear, so Sims gets out of the spread and back into the center. Gets it out to Galbraith. And there's a flag down back close to Sims. Could have been a late hit, and it could be holding.
I think that's going to be holding, Pat. That was thrown by the umpire. The guy was right behind the defensive line and usually calls holding. Looks like it's going to be holding against the Giants. He threw it right at that area of that center right guard and right tackle.
We had offsetting fouls, holding, 65 offense, illegal use of the hands to the face, 68 defense. We'll replay the 3rd down.
Replay the down.
Well, of course, the center is the one that's holding. That's Oates. The guy that's doing the thing to the head is the guy that he's blocking, Randy Edwards. So they called Oates for holding first, then they called Randy Edwards for hitting him to the head. Second. So nothing counted.
2nd and 21. Sims back to Galbraith. He'll get some yards back, but not nearly enough. And the Giants will have to punt. Great gains made the stop on Galbraith.
You know, one thing about this, and it doesn't look, I mean, both of these offenses are conservative. That's one thing. But neither one of them look very aggressive. I mean, the defenses are aggressive. Special teams are aggressive. But neither one of these offenses today look very aggressive.
Landetta to punt. Bobby Joe Edmonds will have a chance at this one, and he can be very exciting. Not this time. The Giants down in a hurry, led by Byron Hunt. 48-yard punt. A 1-yard return, a net of 47. And that is good. 10:56 left to play, 3rd quarter. Giants 9-7. At the Kingdome in Seattle. Giants leading the Seahawks 9-7. That's about the kind of game it's been. Tough defense, not much movement. Warner breaks a couple, gets out to about the 30. Terry Kennard stopped. A gain of 6. These have been two very effective teams. In fact, this quarter, the 3rd, has been their most effective. Look at this. It's Seattle, 51-14 against their opposition. And the Giants 38-3 against their opposition.
The trouble is they're playing each other.
Yeah. 2nd and 4.
So they're both opposition.
139. This is John L. Williams. That'll be enough for the first down. A gain of 5. Stopped by Mark Collins.
You know, one thing interesting now, Connie Kawhi is playing center, number 62. and Blair Bush is out. So that's always, you always hate to do that, to have to change your center during a game. Your quarterback works all week with the starter, then in the middle of the game, he gets a different snap.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle when they go to the spread formation. By the way, Blair Bush, the starting center, will not return. Harry Carson made that tackle.
Well, we saw what happened to him. It was on an interception when Blair Bush got hurt. He was running down the field, and he got blindsided and injured a knee.
2nd and 7 for the Seahawks, their own 39. And that's Warner going nowhere. Gary Reasons made the tackle.
There's a guy who makes a lot of plays, Gary Reasons. You don't hear much about him. I think when you talk about the Giant defense, it's always, Lawrence Taylor and, Harry Carson, Jim Burt inside, big Leonard Marshall. But this guy makes a lot of plays on that running game. I think that he's a real solid player. And Bill Parcells was saying he not only does that, but he's the guy who makes all the adjustments in there for our guys.
3rd and 6, passing down. Here's that snap. Good one. Here to come the Giants. And the Seahawks have it. Deep in Giant territory. Franklin was the receiver. Kenny Hill knocked him out of bounds after a gain of 45.
Well, Byron Franklin is their speed guy, number 88. They get him out there. Now, the short man who was covering him fell down. Then he gets Herb Wells, number 27. He just outruns him. Then the third guy, Kenny Hill, number 48, finally comes over and makes the tackle. But they had two things wrong there. One, the short guy fell down. Two, the deep guy let him run by him.
And it gives the Seahawks a first down at the Giant 15, a gain of 45. 8:41 left, third quarter. Open in the end zone, he missed it. Just a little too high. And Lawrence Taylor really put a wallop on Craig just as he let it go. Maybe that's why it was high.
Well, I think so. That was the thing we talked about earlier. Phil Simms throwing a first down interception. When you're there, it's first down. You're on the 15-yard line. The last thing you want to do is to throw an interception. So I think what Dave Craig did on that one was he didn't have time. He just threw it out of the end zone, which could have been the best play he's had today.
Largent is split wide to the right this time. 2nd down and 10. Draw play to Warner. It's read perfectly by Harry Carson.
They got the nose tackle going the way they wanted to. Watch the man over the center. He goes to the left. See Jim Burt go that way. Now they're going to run off him. Now that worked well, but Harry Carson came in from the right side, and then Gary Reasons came in from the left side. But they were running that off the nose tackle. You see Burt took a hard charge to the left, and then Warner went to the right into the linebacker.
3rd and 10 from the 15. They're at the Giant 15. Quickly to Largent. And Largent stopped by Terry Kennard. And they indicate they're about a half foot shy of the first down. Fans want them to go for it, but here comes the field goal team. Johnson comes out.
I think in this type of game, I think you have to kick the field goal in this situation. Let's watch it here. Now, the thing on 3rd down, you like your receiver to get up. They picked up the blitz, but you like to get that ball up past the first down marker. You don't like to leave a 3rd down pass short.
Johnson will try the field goal. Gilbert will be the holder from 25 yards out. And the Seahawks recapture the lead. Seattle 10-9 over the Giants with 7:03 left to play in quarter number 3. Seattle 10, the Giants 9, 7:03 left to play in the third quarter. Johnson will kick off. Back deep for the Giants, McConkey and Mark Collins. Well, he will when he's ready. And he's ready. Good high, deep kick, and they won't come out with this one. Collins kneeling in the end zone. Giants will take over at their own 20. Next week it begins with the NFL Today, and that's our schedule. John and I will be in New York for the match between the New Orleans Saints, who won today, and the New York Jets, who play tomorrow night. And John, it's been so far one of the better years, I think, in a long time.
I think so. You know, we talked about the intensity and the level of play. I think is as good as I've ever seen it this year. Now Chicago loses. There are only one undefeated team in the NFL. That's the Denver Broncos.
Miller was the man in motion. They give it to Morris. Morris breaks into the clear momentarily and barrels out for a gain of about 14 yards. Robinson on the tackle.
When you have a guy like Joe Morris, you see he runs so well from the I formation. He can read. Good block by Morris Carthon in there. Gives him the lead. I think when you have a guy that runs as well as he does, you kind of have to budget him. You don't work a guy like that. You don't work him to death.
First down, Giants at their own 34. Miller again in motion. A fake to Morris. And now they get it to Morris, and he's got some running room. Joe Morris into Seahawk territory to about the 43. Butler and Moyer on the tackle. And Morris, I believe it's Morris, is down. Now he's up. A gain of 23. And Morris will get a rest.
That's where he's so good. He not only runs the ball, but he can also catch the ball. Watch him here. We'll see here. He's lined up right here. Now he starts to check and then just comes through and finds a little hole. The defenses, they all back off. They give him that hole, and he can get the big play there. Watch him there. You see, he just starts in there, and then he just comes through, checks in the middle, defense is off, and they give him a big cushion.
We come back with Maurice Carthon with the ball over the left side. Jacob Green made the stop, but Carthon got 8 yards. Make it 2nd and 2. Morris went to the sideline, and now he's being attended to. It looks like a matter of certainly a blow to the head. Don't want to make quick judgments.
Where they're just checking, to make sure his coordination and all those things.
Hit right at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 2 and doesn't get it. Gains on the stop.
I'll tell you, he jumped right up. He's being checked by the doctor. I was watching Joe Morris. The next thing he did is jump up, and right now he's on the sideline talking to Bill Parcells. He was trying to get in the game. Then they said no and sent him back.
Carthon comes out. Byron Franklin. Johnson goes in. Tony Galbraith back next to Sims. Handoff is to Galbraith. He'll get the first down. Again, it was gains on the stop, but that's a play that they have used ever since they've had Tony Galbraith, and they've used it successfully.
Well, that was a trap. We'll see the left guard, number 67, Billy Ard, pulls around. You see him? And he leads in there, although Galbraith leaves him, he was still the guy that was pulling in there. Watch 67, the left guard. You see, he's supposed to lead him around that pile there. Galbraith is right behind him, but breaks off and gets the first down.
Morris back in the game as Miller goes in motion on first down. And off Morris. Trying to get around the corner and does, and gets down to about the Seahawk 25 before Eugene Robinson brings him down. Morris got 6.
You know, Morris is one of those guys that can turn it on and take a little off and turn it back on as well as anyone. Watch him here. He turns it on there, see, to get it out there. Then he takes a little off to make the cut. Then he turns it on again. I mean, he has that extra gear. Just watch the cut, how he sets up the back, then he cuts inside him to get 3 or 4 more yards.
Carthon with another good block. 2nd and 4. McConkey in motion. Morris to work again. Hit by Jacob Green, who ran him down from the other side. A gain of only 1.
You know, sometimes that's what a defense needs, is a great play. You know, I mean, the Giants are starting to move, they're running, they're passing. Then you take a guy like Jacob Green, an all-pro, and he says, I got to make something happen here. And he just comes flying across the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 3 from the 24. 2:49 left in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks going with their 4-man front. Back set up. Sims backpedal. Throws it away, and a penalty marker is dropped. Bobby Johnson was the intended receiver. Flag back in the backfield. It must be holding. Now they say no, it's not. Must be that hands to the face again.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 77 defense. A shot to the face. 5-yard penalty. First down.
On Bryant.
That's the second time that they've got, not Bryant, but it's the second time that they've got a Seattle Seahawk player for hitting to the head. The first one was Randy Edwards. Watch the bottom left of the picture right here. See the left hand up into the face to number 60, Brad Benson. See, he has it all the way under the mask, and he just leaves it there. See, and he has a hand right on the head. You can hit him on the shoulder pads or below, but you can't head slap. You can't hit to the head.
First down, Giants. They give to Maurice Carthon. He heads to about the 15. Gains again on the stop. Carthon got 4.
No, but that's a tough rule, because as you're playing, a lot of times you drive your hands down there in the pitch. You drive your hands to the shoulder pad, you know, and you go for that area, and it just goes right up there to the head anyway.
Howie Long gets a lot of those penalties called against him. But the man is trying to block him.
Yeah.
Here's Sims retreating. Couldn't find anybody. Fred Young, the linebacker, the 5th sack by the Seahawks.
You know, I think this is one that you have to give to the coverage, Pat. Let's watch it here in the chalkboard, and we'll just bring Sims back to where he's ready to throw. This is what I always used to do as a coach. Now, right now, he's here ready. This is what he sees. He sees a guy here. He sees a guy here covered, and a guy here. He has nothing. He has to hold it, and then the rush gets to him there. You see, that's good coverage. This should be a coverage sack. There's no one open, so he had to take the sack.
We come back to 3rd and 12. Mark Bavaro is in the game at tight end. The handoff to Galbraith doesn't work. Joe Nash had it read perfectly, and the Giants will have to go for a field goal.
That's what you call going to the well one too many times. They got a first down once, and that time they weren't going to let him have it again. Joe Nash is the tackle. See, he starts on a stunt up the middle. They were going to trap him. Billy Ard, the left guard, gets there too late. Nash beat him across the line.
That's Patrick Hunter who is down. Giants are going to try a field goal with 1:05 left in the 3rd. Try to put the Giants ahead from 42 yards out. Rutledge holding. He's made 1. Good hold. Wide right. distance, but wide right.
I think that thing was wide right all the way. I don't think it had a chance. He looked like he was right in the middle of the field. He just pushed it to the right. You watch it again. See, it's not on a hash mark. It's right in the middle. All he has to do is bring it straight up the middle. Now, he pushed that thing off to the right. You see, it went to the right all the way. I don't know. That's kind of like golf, I think, isn't it? When you push it, you come down and you just leave it out there.
Usually, that ball would hook a little bit. But that one
no wind in here.
That's right. That one stayed straight. Warner cuts back against the grain. And cuts back outside the 30 to about the 33. Carl Banks finally made the stop.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wonder about, kickers, what they do in an indoor stadium, because they can't complain about the wind. The wind's not at their back. The wind's not at their face. The wind doesn't bring it in or out. They can't slip. There's no mud.
That doesn't mean, though, that they can't complain.
Well, then the only thing they have left is talk to each other, talk to the punter. You can complain about the snap or the hold, I guess.
Second and 1. Williams over the left side. Maybe he got it. It's going to be close. Jim Burt's going to be on the bottom of that pile. That probably is the last play of the third quarter.
Tell you, Burt did a nice job on that. The thing you have to do is a nose tackle. Watch him right over the center. You just take that center on, get him up, and then skate right down with him, and then come off to make the tackle.
So that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Seahawks 10, Giants 9. We now pause for a word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile Quality. Feel it at your nearest Oldsmobile dealer. And by Honda All-Terrain Vehicles. Come ride with us, and we'll show you America.
By Kurt Warner for the Hawks. Harry Carson on the stop. Warner just got enough. It was third and short. As we start quarter number 4.
You see Leonard Marshall's jersey there, number 70. A few weeks ago, he was wearing it where it was cut off, right below the 7 and the O. Now he got to see where he doesn't wear a T-shirt underneath it, and then once you start to sweat through there, it just grows to your skin like you don't have anything there. Just kind of air it out right in there. Keep air on it.
First down. Fake is to Williams. Taylor was on a blitz. He's going for Largent. It's knocked away by Kenny Hill. Good defensive play. Taylor almost got to Craig.
Well, they had Leonard Marshall coming and Taylor from the same side. Now watch them. Now they have to decide who they're going to double team. This time they go right there. They go on Marshall, and you see Taylor just beat the tight end, Mike Tice. He just ran right by him. So they had to double on Marshall. Taylor beat the single by the tight end, and there was no one there. I'll tell you, that is a force you have to contend with. You talk about having to block Lawrence Taylor. You have to block that combination of Taylor and Marshall.
That's a tough combination. Tyson motion, flags are down. Talking to Mike Tice yesterday. He's from New York. Said he'd been going to Giant games since he was 5 years old. So I said, who are you going to root for tomorrow? He said, don't ask me that. He was talking to his father on the phone, who's also an avid Giant fan.
Encroachment. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Said his dad has been a Giant fan for 30 years. So that's all he's heard all his life is Giants, Giants, Giants. That was encroachment on Marshall, huh?
That'll make it 2nd and 5, and it was.
He was going on a stunt that time. You see, the Giants play what they call a 2-gap. You have a responsibility inside and outside, and then sometimes you just go to a gap. That time Leonard was going to the gap between the tackle and the guard.
Go away from that side. And as you said before, it's not too healthy on the other side. Mark Collins came up to make that hit.
That's a guy that plays pretty well. You don't hear much about Mark Collins. He's only a rookie from Cal State Fullerton, but he's been a lot for Elvis Patterson, and he's playing well. And when they, you think they got guys like Largent, they got Turner and Franklin, good receivers that they would try and get to or get at Mark Collins, and they haven't done it. you have to give credit to Mark Collins.
3rd and 5. Larkins in the slot to the left. Ooh, high snap. Pass is caught by Darrell Turner. Giants are saying incomplete. Turner is saying, I had it. Now he throws it down, so it would indicate he doesn't have it.
And Chuck Knox is trying to get a spot. Tell you, good pass protection in the left-hand side. They had good protection. See, and that gave Craig the time. He had time to pump, to wait, to pump again. And I'll tell you, that's a complete pass. The only question you have is where you're going to spot it. And it wasn't enough for a first down, so Seattle has to punt. But watch his protection against Marshall and Taylor here. It's on a blitz. Edwin Bailey, the left guard, picks up Taylor, and Ron Mattis, the left tackle, stays with Marshall to give Craig the time.
Democks back to punt. Averaging 41-3 today. McConkey standing back at his own 12. Seahawks holding a 1-point lead. McConkey will have a chance with this one. Sprint, set, and then take off. Sam Merriman was down to make the stop. So with 12-17 now left to play, the Seahawks still lead by 1 point.
You know, that third down play, it was right here. He was going to come up and then work to the outside. But the thing is, did he get the first down or not? What's that? He starts up to the outside. Now he comes back out here. See him right there. Now, right now, the marker's here. He has a first down. But as he gets hit, he gets knocked back. And they don't get the first down, so they had a punt. Now, that was a big, big tackle. Because they had a first down with the catch, but they lost it with the tackle.
It was Perry Williams who made the tackle. Giants have it at their own 23. Sims is going right to work. To Carthon, and it's picked off. Schultz is the man who made the interception. It was high to Maurice Carthon, but Schultz got the rebound.
Well, we were talking about the Seahawks. We were talking about the turnovers. How do they win their game? This is how they do it. They're always look, they're just playing a zone defense. They just get the balls high, bounces out. There's Bruce Schultz right there. Comes up with a big interception, and the Seahawks get the ball at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 from that point.
You don't know why they do it or how they do it, but they do it better than anyone else.
They give this to Warner. He is tripped up, and the ball is loose. He only got a couple. Carl Banks made the stop. Let's see who got the ball.
Chuck Knox, you know, when that gum starts going a little faster and faster. When you see that, you think there might be a fumble in there. That hat gets a little cockeyed.
There must have been a fumble to see that many bodies piled together.
Yeah, but then when you see that official point your way, you're happy.
First and 10 at the 19 as the Seahawks do get it back.
That was Brian Millard, the right guard, who came up with that fumble recovery.
Second down, 8 for the 17. Right back to throw. Larkin. Oh. He had made his move on Kenny Hill and had a step or two.
I tell you, Steve Largent does a good job. Watch him before he goes outside. He's going to come in. You see, it's a zone defense. He's going to come into Kenny Hill. He's going to hold him. Then he's going to break it back to the corner. Now, that's one that should have been a touchdown. I mean, he was wide open. David Craig just made a bad pass on that one.
So that brings up a 3rd and 8 at the 17 with 11:35 left to play. The Rams still lead Detroit. 4 wide receiver setup for the Seahawks. Craig is out. Gets it down to Warner. Warner misses one man. Warner has a Seahawk first down. Kenny Hill finally stopped it. But a gain of 12.
Bill Parcells was saying yesterday, he said, the thing that worries me the most is Dave Craig scrambling. He said, you know, where he does this and then he gets flushed out of the pocket, he feels he's a better quarterback then than when he has to stay in the pocket. Of course, when you can get flushed out and end up throwing to a Kurt Warner in the open field, that's going to give you a big play.
That gives him first and goal at the 5. Touchdown. He got very close. Harry Carson out to make the stop, along with Jim Burt. Nobody signaled touchdown yet.
You know, he gets a good block out there by Edwin Bailey, the left guard. Watch him pull out in front, number 65. So he's going to get the block right there on Taylor that almost got Williams in the end zone. There's a guy who's playing a good game. That Madison Bailey, the left guard and left tackle.
He missed only by a foot. Not that much.
This is quarterback sneak area.
Should be. Instead, they just barely got the handoff to Warner, and it's a touchdown, Seattle. Craig almost fell down coming away from the center, and barely got the ball to Warner.
Craig, as he comes out of there, I don't know if he stepped on his right guard foot or he just caught his left foot in the carpet. But that was a good move by getting a handoff. And then Warner, in trying to get the ball over the plane, he just let it go out there. He flopped it in the end zone.
Johnson will try for the extra point.
When Kurt Warner loses the ball, watch Brian Millard, number 71, chase it in the end zone. Those linemen know what to do.
Seattle 17, the Giants 9, with 10 minutes left to play. And look what turnovers can do to you.
Yeah, Seattle does that all the time. That's how they win the game. You just see they got 14 points off a turnover. And of course, there's one other big one, that missed extra point that always comes back to haunt you.
Mark Collins coming out with this one. Those special teams for the Seahawks are something else. Eric Lane down quickly. He got stopped at the 10.
You know, that extra point looms bigger. We remember earlier, this is what happened. It was a wide snap. Jeff Rutledge couldn't handle it, so the Giants lost the point there. Now, that thing sits up there all day and haunts you all day. You know, now instead of being down by 7, the Giants are down by 8. Now, instead of needing a touchdown to tie, they need 2 scores.
Joe Morris and Maurice Carthen are the 2 runners. Seattle going with a 3-man front again. Take this tomorrow. The pass is outside to Bobby Johnson, incomplete.
Bobby Johnson, the receiver.
Dave Brown on the coverage.
Taking a 14 in the first down.
I'll tell you, we'll see Johnson running the out here. Brown is giving him the cushion. You know, you can throw that thing in front of him. And, yeah, that was a completion.
First down, Giants at their own 24.
I think they can do that a lot, throw in front of Dave Brown.
Handoff Morris. Morris breaks into the Seattle secondary and picks up another first down. Keith Butler finally stopped him.
I'll tell you, Jacob Green has done a good job today against the Giants, but on this play, they do a pretty good job on Jacob Green. Watch Carl Nelson, number 63. He takes him out, and then by the time he gets off the block, Joe Morris is inside.
Solomon Miller split wide to the right. to throw. Going for Miller. Almost no flag. No penalty flag. Terry Taylor was the defender.
You know, right now with the Giants having Solomon Miller there, and they just activated Vince Warren, Bill Parcells was saying one thing. He said, we have a bunch of young wide receivers, but one thing about them, they can all run. And I think that's what you do when you have speed. I think you run them up like that. The other thing I think they could try here is a cross to those guys.
Navarro is the tight end on the right side. That's Miller in motion. Sims gets to Morrow. Somebody made a dive at him in the backfield. That was Fred Young. Keith Butler finally made the tackle.
You know, we always talk about the running game, and the only way the running game can be successful is if you have a strong line of scrimmage, so you don't allow penetration. That time someone penetrated Fred Young, as you said.
Morris, 21 carries, 107 yards now. Third down and a big one. 8:11 left to play. They need 8 for a first. Out of the shotgun, and the crowd noise comes to life. Foul there. Sims complete to Bobby Johnson, and he got the feet down. Clutch play by both players.
Yeah, I think the more I see Phil Simms and realize that every week he has a different set or different wide receivers. Here it's Bobby Johnson, who he's had, but different wide receivers, different tight ends, different people in the game, and he has this much success. He still amazes me. I mean, Phil Simms is kind of working with a half a deck, really.
Gives to Morris again, and Morris is hit after a gain of about 3. Young and Butler are on the stop.
You know, you get the wide receivers, they have the injuries. You get your tight end going. Mark Bavaro's going. He's leading the league in receptions at one time. He hurts a toe. He's out. Stacy Robinson is playing. You know, you have to put him down. Lionel Manuel is your best guy. He's not here. And I think, you know, it's hard to be consistent. You're going to be inconsistent.
2nd and 7 at the Seattle 42. 7.5 minutes left to play. Seattle leads 17-9. Second down. Sims from McConkey. Flag is down. Penalty marker down on the other side of the field. Now it's Brown on the coverage with McConkey, but the flag is way over here.
Well, it's going to be on Mark Bavaro. It's either going to be against him or on him, because he came and there was a collision with Bavaro.
41 defense, 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Well, that's Eugene Robinson. Then that had to be against Bavaro. The ball was thrown to the left. Now watch Bavaro. He's running down. This is away from the ball. Now see Robinson hit him there? Yeah, that's illegal. It's after 5 yards. You can only hit him in the first 5 yards. When you got a guy like Bavaro who weighs 240 pounds running down the field, you got to put your hands in. See, he's kind of flinching a little, but what the heck?
You better hit him before he gets 5 yards. Sims back to throw on first down. Down the middle. Bobby Johnston again. Robinson on the tackle, but it's another Giant first down, a gain of 20.
I think Bobby Johnson caught this one 2 times. He's going to run here, then he's coming in. You see he got to clear out in front, and once he catches it there, then he catches it, 3 times. That's a triple dipper. You just keep catching it all the way down your body.
Miller cleared it out. Don't forget the Giants need 8 points. 17-9. What a good block to give things time. Down the middle, McConkey. And that'll be first and goal Giants at the Seattle 6. Keith Butler made the stop.
I think getting Phil McConkey back was a good move for the Giants, because you can replace a guy like this, maybe get a guy faster, maybe a little better, but you don't get his spirit. You know, McConkey's one of those fighting guys. He returns kicks. He's on special teams.
He doesn't mind going into the middle.
Well, and he got that hair growing out of the helmet now a little longer than he used to last year. I wonder what those people in the Navy think. They look at him and they say, he doesn't look like a Navy man.
They put the ball back at about the 7, and it's first down. First and goal at that point. Now, you got to get 2 scores, as John Madden pointed out before, assuming, of course, that the Seahawks don't get any more.
This is where you like to work at tight end, the passing game to the tight end. This is where those guys are invaluable.
They got Dahlgren working now as a wide receiver. Sims back. And sack. Jacob Green. The 6th sack by the Seahawks.
I'll tell you, the first thing you have to do is you have to get Jacob Green blocked. There you watch how the linebackers are double covering Bavaro. You just take him, you just do anything, just stay with him. Of course, he doesn't have that to throw to. Now let's watch the coverage on the other side against the wide receiver. See, he doesn't have anything there. And of course, the big thing was the rush by Jacob Green.
He did not have anything there. Second and goal now from the 14. Draw play to Maurice Carpenter. And that's nothing to it. Paul Moyer led the Seattle defense. A gain of only 1. And more importantly, the clock is running with 5:20 left to play. Now, here's where, John, you have to be careful. You don't want to get desperate because you do need 2 scores. You don't want that interception.
No, because you need a 7 and a 3, and you can go either way to get that 7 and 3. So you want to get it in the end zone, but you don't want to have to force it. I always like to throw to the corners of the end zone in this situation.
Miller, wide right, Johnson wide left. Sims got it up the middle, and it's dropped. Miller had it for a moment, and then dropped it. And so there's no field goal. Terry Taylor was the Seattle defender. And now it's getting loud in here. Raul Allegre, with the pressure on now from 31 yards out. Jeff Rutledge, the holder. He made it from 23. He missed it from 42. Now he's halfway in between. Allegre's kick is good. And that makes it 17-12 Seattle. We have 4:42 remaining. Seahawks lead the Giants by 5.
How about the Chicago Bears and Doug Flutie's arrival? The Bears were beaten today for the first time this season. What does it mean? Will Jim McMahon play? Also, you will be able to see New Orleans against the New York Jets. The Jets play the Broncos tomorrow night, but they will host New Orleans next week. San Francisco against Green Bay, and Tampa Bay, Kansas City. The rest of our games, St. Louis versus Dallas or Atlanta against Los Angeles, those games will be for those of you who get one at 4 p.m. Now let's go back to the Kingdome, and here's Pat Summerall and John Madden. Pat?
All right, Brent, thank you. 4:42 remaining. Seattle leading 17-12. The Giants have won 5 in a row for the first time since 1970. Allegre will kick off. You think it's too early for an onside kick?
I would think it'd be too early for an onside kick because with 4 minutes, 42 seconds, they have all their timeouts, plus a 2-minute warning. They have plenty of time.
It's up to the defense now. They do kick away. Again. Special teams do their work. Gary Reason's down to make the stop.
Now, of course, what the Seahawks are thinking of is they want first down. And the Giants, of course, are trying to stop them from getting first down. So it's a battle not of points now, but of first downs and field position.
Seahawks will start. First and 10 from their own 18 with 4:32 left to play. Still the same 2 setbacks. Gray goes back to pass and gets it outside. To Williams on the first play. And he's still on his feet. Donnell Williams still on his feet. There's one of those first downs. George Martin finally stopped him after a pickup of 19.
You know, that was the thing that Chuck Knotts wanted when he drafted John L. Williams, number 1. Not only the blocking, the big fullback, but also the receiving. And there you see when you get a guy like that, and that was Terry Kennard who missed him, was a good tackler. When you get a guy like John L. up in that open field with those shoulders square, he's tough to bring down.
1st and 10, Seattle. They moved it out to their own 37. To Warner. He stopped in a hurry. Bird and Banks. A gain of 2. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Seattle Seahawks and the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd and 8 from the 39.
What Seattle's trying to do is take all the time they can, use the entire 30-second clock, and again pick up first down.
5 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Now 3. They got it down a long way. Warner reverses his field, gets a block, and is cut down. Carl Banks again.
I'll tell you, that was a heck of an open field tackle by Carl Banks. I think that, you know, he's one of the most valuable guys on this defense. I think when you get a good back, you always want to keep backside containment. Watch Banks there. He's going down. He went inside a block, came back outside to make that tackle. This guy's a heck of an athlete.
The Giants call this timeout. They still have 2 left. 2:48 left. 2 timeouts left. Next week, Detroit, Chicago. John and I'll be at the Meadowlands as the Saints come to town against the Jets. Tampa Bay against Kansas City. And later, St. Louis goes to Dallas and Atlanta to Los Angeles. Check your Sunday local listings next week. It'll be 3rd and 17. Big down for Seattle and a big down for the Giants. No one has departed.
You know, the thing is, it may be in the best interest of the Seahawks not to pass here, because this should be an area where the Giants really go after them. Because a sack here could give them an extra 10 yards of field position. You know, they've already got the big play of the loss on Kurt Warner. Now if they could come up with another one. See, they don't want to play a soft defense here. They want to play a hard defense.
It looks like they're going to leave their regular defensive unit in there, expecting just what you say.
Probably get the rush from this right side of Taylor and Marshall working together. Nope.
Now they back off the linebackers even. But they leave all 4 of the starters in there.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have played this a hard down.
Seahawks again run the clock down or try to. Great hit through. Flag is down. Penalty marker down. That'll stop the clock. They haven't stopped it yet. Now they have.
When that guy from the side there calls it, it's usually holding on the offense, and it's usually against the right tackle. I would say they probably caught Mike Wilson, number 75.
75 offense, holding, penalty refused, 4th down.
Don't want to let them use any more time, so they're going to have to punt. McConkey is already on the field.
No, you don't have to take timeout. He's going to. Bill Parcells wants timeout.
Clock was running. I'm not sure why. Now they take a timeout. And they're down to 1. So Gamak will come in and kick. Parcells was really getting excited. The Giants down to 1 timeout with 2.5 minutes remaining. Seattle has 3. But that, I don't think, will be used.
Well, I don't know why the clock would be running on that, because it was a penalty. And the penalty stops the clock. I don't know why they had to take time out to stop the clock. I don't understand that. But the clock was going, yes, and he had to stop it. Now, he'll get 2 more free timeouts. They only have 1, but they get 1 after this on change of possession. Then they'll pick up another one at the 2-minute warning. Fine.
The next 2 games for the Giants, who are 5-1 coming in, are against Washington and Dallas. So there's no vacation ahead for either team, as a matter of fact. Denver and the Jets are the Seahawks' next two opponents.
I think that's why this has been such a competitive year. You know, you get the two best divisions playing each other.
McConkey is at his own 24. A little bit off the side of the foot. He signals fair catch and makes it. Stops the clock at 2:24 remaining. A 34-yard punt. And the Giants will take over at their own 34 with one timeout remaining. And Seattle leading 17-12.
See, now they still have the one more timeout plus again the 2-minute warning. So what the Seahawks are going to want to do on defense is keep them in bounds. Don't let them get out of bounds. The Giants would like to complete passes and get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Sends McConkey, and he's got it. McConkey. Stopped by Moyer.
You know, I talked about this guy earlier that, you know, he may not be big enough, he may not be fast enough, he may not be anything, but he's a guy who's a tough guy who gives you life.
The draw play again to Galbraith. And he gets down inside the Seahawk 30. Moyer again on the stop, and now we'll get that 2-minute warning. That pass from Sims to McConkey was good for 31 yards. Tonight on CBS, Mike Wallace in the first interview with the captured American in Nicaragua. Was he working for the CIA? He says he was. Tonight on 60 Minutes. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Followed by the CBS movie Pure Blood with Lee Remick. That's all tonight on CBS. Second down.
What the rule is on that timeout, and I'm sure that's what Bill Parcells is still talking about, that if it's more than 2 minutes and you take, there's a penalty, it stops the clock. But if you decline the penalty, they start it again.
And off to Morris. Morris is stopped short of the first down. Robinson on the stop. That'll bring up a third down.
Well, they better get up to the line of scrimmage, call another play, but they better pick up the first down.
A minute 39 left to play. Sims back to throw. Can't find anybody. Does find somebody and overthrows him. The ball is bouncing loose. Sims could have run for the first down. Bobby Johnson was the intended receiver. Sims could have run for the first down.
He could have. Look, it goes right through Bobby Johnson's hand. Then it's knocked back here to Solomon Miller. Has a shot at it right on the goal line.
Ooh.
That ball, you know, he catches the ball in against his chest. That ball hit him in the chest.
4th and a yard at the 26 with a minute and a half left to play.
Now I think the Giants have to run in this situation because you have to get the first down to buy 4 more downs.
And they've got to have those 4 more downs. Navarro lined up wide to the right, up to the right. That's Moat in motion. The give is to Morris, and he's got it. He's down to about the 21. Moyer on the stop. Morris very nearly broke that for the whole thing.
Watch this left side of the offensive line. We'll see them. They get good takeoff there. And then Morris starts to the inside, bounces it out to the outside. Picks up the first down, but the Giants have to use their last time out.
They still have a minute and 25 seconds. Now they've got to start thinking about getting that ball in the end zone, throwing it in the end zone, to the end zone.
Well, of course, with no timeouts, you know, they do have a chance if they hit something inside to use that quick huddle. The other thing they can do is throw it in the end zone or throw it to the sideline to get out of bounds to stop the clock. And, of course, the Seattle side, they're thinking of all the opposite things. Don't let them do it. Don't let them get out of bounds. Don't let them get up when you tackle them. Of course, always protect the end zone.
Situation then is 1st and 10 Giants at the Seahawk 22 with a minute 25 remaining. Giants have no timeouts, and the Seahawks lead it 17-12. 30-second clock has started to run. Giants out of the huddle in a hurry.
Giants are going to their silent snap count.
Solomon Miller is in the basket.
Well, that's a problem, and you can't catch a ball in the basket. I think that, Solomon Miller has had that happen to him 3 times. He catches it inside, and it just hits those shoulder pads. The velocity Sims throws it with, it hits the shoulder pads and bounces out.
The book on Sims today, 14 out of 23 for 191 touchdown. Their only touchdown. A minute 20, 2nd and 10 at the 22. In the backfield with Sims. Seahawks sacked by Jacob Green.
Big sack. Jacob Green has had a big day today. Big plays he's come up with. That could have been one of his biggest.
The biggest. A minute 5 left. Over the head of Solomon Miller. That'll bring up 4th and 14.
And one thing, this Seattle defense has battled these Giants all day. This is a coaching thing. You have one play. You don't have Lionel Manuel, your best receiver. You really don't have your tight end.
59 seconds. 7 sacks for the Seahawks. 4 of them by Jacob Green. I don't know if anybody can hear us or not. Intercepted by Dave Brown. Bobby Johnson, the intended receiver.
It is. We see the Seahawks are in a zone defense. Brown is going to hit him, then let him go. Then he works from underneath. The deep guy is Eugene Robinson. So Brown is underneath in the zone. Robinson was deep, and Brown came up with the interception.
54 seconds left on the clock, but the Seahawks will just let it run out. The Giants out of timeouts. Jacob Green.
I think this was the biggest play here. Watch Jacob Green come from the left side of the screen with this sack. Now they had no more timeouts. The big sack now, that gave Green his 4th sack of the day, but the Giants couldn't get back and regroup, and that was probably the winning play that day for the Giants, for the Seattle Seahawks.
Sims sacked 7 times on the day. It's more sacks than the Seahawks had all year. That'll do it. Coming up next, the wrap-up show with Brent Musburger.